How are you doing? This is Alex, and today we're going to be discussing just kind of different things in our industry that make you scratch your head and go, WTF. And trust me, there's plenty of those moments. Having our valets, we absolutely love them, and we actually think of them as a family. So overall in our environment, we enjoy having everybody on board. We like to know what you do, what you're in college for, what are your studies, what are your goals, what are your hobbies and things like that. So we really embrace a family type environment with our company. Now with that being said, we have issues where we look at our valets and go, WTF, what did you do? Where did this come from? So to begin, we're going to discuss, we have monthly meetings. We have monthly meetings every first Saturday of the month. We do them typically a little bit later in the afternoon, and we do it right before your shift starts, which is typically 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Now, in these meetings, we discuss all different types of things with uniform, with procedures, and all facets of our company. In fact, we have you come in uniform so we can check and see if it's faded, if anything looks strange, or just overall interactions. I want to make sure everybody's out in the field, and unfortunately we don't have time to see every single valet on every single shift of the month. So this is our time to kind of come together, give them all their information, especially information we can't give them or I want to further dive into than just a basic email. So the first story we have is at this monthly meeting, and it's kind of required for everybody to come in. It's usually about 45 minutes, but we bring pizza, we bring drinks, we bring prizes, all different types of things. So it's kind of motivation for guys to be there. But it is required to be there. I want to make sure everybody gets this information across. So we get a text message, and Brian, our manager at the time, didn't tell me at that time that someone didn't show up, but after the meeting he just showed me this text, and you could see this text right here. So as you can see, basically the valet did not show up to this meeting because he crapped himself. How do you even bring that up? He even asked me, do I think this guy is being serious or is he lying? And I'm like, who would lie about that? If someone's going to say, hey, I had to go home because I had to change my pants because I crapped myself, I would rather take a L for not showing up at the meeting than admit to my manager that I crap myself. So regardless, this is what happened with this valet. And yes, I said, you know what, just give him a pass. I'm not going to sit here and dig deeper. In fact, I don't even want to know the rest of the story. For him to come up with something like that creatively, kudos if it's a lie. But no, I don't want to dive into it anymore. Now, the next WTF moment was a situation where two of the valets kind of got into a squabble with each other. And this had been building up over time. And this gets to the point where some of the valets will run up to us and they'll try to supersede Brian or supersede one of the other lot managers and come to me and say, hey, Alex, I don't want to work with that person. And I tell them frankly, hey, this is the real world here. You may not think this is your final career, but at the same time, if you go into corporate America, if you go to Google or you go to Apple or one of these other companies, they are not going to let you separate from someone that you're having a disagreement with. They're just going to say, you know what, you two are adults, work it out. I have the same philosophy. So if you don't like a particular valet or someone that you're working with, too bad. This is what you have to deal with sometimes. So it apparently boiled up and to the point where one of the other valets was recording the other valet and the interactions that they were having with each other. And yeah, it's to the point where these guys are almost becoming like children, but the next is the video or the sound clip of that interaction that they had with each other.
We don't park SUVs there. We park nice cars there.
Why you park nice cars? What is that?
So I don't park them on the street. See? There goes the lack of experience of 2 years that you have. I know that's not a lot better than you do.
What did you say? Experience of what? 2 years that I have?
I have more experience on this lot.
I don't care what you have. I don't care. What do you like? What are you creating? What are you trying to say? Now you start a problem. You cannot finish it. I park a car, guest asked for it.
No.
You went, can I finish please? I went to put the car, you came in, took the key without asking me, without anything, and you moved the car. Can you, I'm not saying that my boss, I'm not saying that I'm your boss.
You were acting like my boss.
How I'm acting, I'm your boss?
You were telling me, and not only...
I'm not telling you anything, can I finish? I'm still talking, you keep interrupting me. I parked the car, you move the car without asking. This is communication, has nothing to do with any boss. This is communication, cold communication, Mr. Smart Man. The guest asked me to park the car over there because he got an old lady. You pick up the key. Can I finish, please? Okay, I took the key. You took the key without asking. I'm not telling you I'm bossing you or anything like that. If you're gonna think like that, that's your own problem. I was like, yo, what are you doing, man? You don't even talk to me. And I was like, the gentleman asked for it over there because his mom, she's old.
You can tell it's kind of petty and it's kind of childish, but the end result is these two getting in a fight in the middle of a parking lot on a given night. Now, it's really grainy and you can really have to kind of see the image and you can see the third valet come running out. But what makes this crazy, it must have been a full moon or something, because in this one restaurant that night, there were 2 other fights. 2 servers inside of the restaurant got into a fight, plus 2 customers got into a fight, and that was the big one because blood was drawn, they had to call paramedics in, and we were the least of their problems at the end of the night. So I don't know what was going on. The restaurant actually swept ours under the rug because we were the least of the problems, but anytime anything like that happens, I really freak out and I want to really honestly get rid of the valets. So I think I end up getting rid of one of the valets because he had been a problem valet over the years. Now, this next story is truly a WTF moment. I was wherever, probably at dinner or something like that, and I get a text message from one of our restaurant managers, and it clearly just showed me a picture of the valet. And he said, why is the valet in the middle of the kitchen heating up his dinner in the microwave at 6 p.m. at night? He should be outside parking cars for the customers that are coming in. Not to mention, all the chefs are working in the kitchen trying to work, and the valet comes in with his shirt untucked, which is against procedures, and walks into the kitchen, heats up his container of food, and he wants to eat dinner in the middle of a shift. Of course, I ask him, what in the world were you thinking? He said, I was hungry. I'm not even going to say it, but WTF. WTF. What in the world? He was done. He was done off of that parking lot. We had to move him. Actually, he was suspended for a week and then moved to another lot. That was very poor judgment. I don't care what you say, what you do. Common sense shows you do not heat up your food in the microwave of the restaurant at 6 p.m. at night. Now, this next one is kind of complicated, but it's actually very interesting. We had a valet, and a lot of the valets kind of become friends with each other, either on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok now, but they all follow each other. And one of the managers came up to me and he said, hey, Alex, you need to see this. This is very serious. This valet just snapped that he was, I don't know if you want to call it rolling up weed or playing with weed or whatever the weed was, but he was doing it when he should have been on shift at work. Now, did he record this earlier and he's just now broadcasting it now, or is it something live that you have to film while you're doing it right then and there? Either way, he got fired for that. And I know that's really difficult because there's a lot of corporations, and we're not a major company, but there are a lot of corporations that are firing people based on what they're doing on their social media. That could be because other clients can see them and they don't want to show that there's type of morality clause where you're sitting here and if you're smoking weed in front of other people, especially when you should be on shift. No, it did not show him, but it did have his name written across the desk of where he should have been at work. So again, I don't know if that was at work or if I don't know if that was at home. But either way, we cannot have that out in the field. And that was a difficult decision, but yes, that valet had to go. So the last story is a WTF moment where you would think, remember I just got finished telling you about the first valet that actually crapped himself. You would think that's an isolated incident, but it's not. We actually had a situation where a manager had crapped himself in the middle of a shift. Apparently he couldn't hold it. He didn't run inside to the bathroom. And I get a text message from another coworker that's telling me that this valet is in the bushes finishing up what he should have finished up in the bathroom. Go figure. And apparently since they drove together, he had to take the other one's car home so he can go shower, change, and come back to work. WTF. I have no idea where that came from. That's insane. I don't know if my guys have bowel issues or if they have to go to the doctor more often, but these are truly some WTF moments in our 20-something year history. And this is just a brief synopsis of it. Trust me, I have text messages. I have so many different episodes I want to get into with you guys of all the craziness that we deal with on a daily basis. But also I wanted to give a shout out to Malcolm, because Malcolm also said to make sure that you like, subscribe, and also click that button so you get notifications. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.